Hey everyone, so this is my review for Jojo Rabbit, the latest Taika Waititi movie. For those of you that don't know, Jojo Rabbit is a simple premise. It's about a young boy in Hitler's army who finds out that his mother is hiding a young Jewish girl up in their attic. This is a movie that premise alone I was very much so excited for, as well as Taika Waititi's playing Adolf Hitler. A Jewish man is playing Adolf Hitler. That is hilarious. I was sold, especially given the fact that not only is Taika Waititi a very strange director, and I'm all about the strange and obscure, but like he's also a director that definitely was trying to riff on Moonrise Kingdom. And I said in my letterbox review, and this movie is Moonrise Kingdom meets The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, and it's an odd mix for sure, but the movie works. Like this is a rock solid movie, and Taika Waititi is good in the movie as Adolf Hitler. But he's backed up by a newcomer named, let me get his name, Griffin Davis. I almost got that wrong. Thomason McKenzie. And then Scarlett Johansson's great in the movie. Sam Rockwell as well. Alfie Allen, Rebel Wilson, Taika Waititi obviously is probably the standout, I would say. But there's also a kid, and I forget it off the top of my head, but there's also a kid in the movie who's like best friends with the lead character. And he looks like a young Nick Frost. Like my one friend said that, and I was like, you're right. The kid looks like Nick Frost if he was young, and he is hilarious. He has some of the best scenes in the movie, in my opinion, in terms of comedy timing. This movie's also very well shot. Soundtrack choices are on point. I think they did a really good job with showcasing the feeling of what the characters were going through during certain scenes in the movie. The flow of the movie is also pretty good. It moves by really fast, especially as the momentum progresses, as the film is propelled by the events that ensued. And I also like how this is a movie where the trailer indicates everything that happened in the first like 20, 30 minutes. So you have like a good hour or so where there are some things that happen where they didn't reveal in the trailer. Like, there's a pretty big twist that happens, I'd say, at the end of the second act. And it's like, oh, wow, I'm glad this wasn't revealed in the trailer. And it's awesome because it took me by surprise. And I'm all about movies that make me feel something or like take me by surprise. And this movie didn't make me feel emotional. I'll get into the negatives, but it did hit me in terms of like the twists. Like I think the twists worked. Also, the production design and costume design were top notch. I love how this movie really did a good job designing like everything in this time period, and everything was just so detail oriented. Like you can tell, like Waititi he's all about the humor, but he also clearly cares about the way everything looks, and that leads me to the cinematography. This movie's also very well shot. It's not like the best cinematography of the year. Watch, it's going to get nominated for cinematography, but it's not my top five in terms of cinematography, but it is good cinematography, I think. It's very well shot. It handles certain scenes with ease and then other scenes when it's needing to be intense. It films those scenes with real up-close shots that really work, I think, with what the movie's trying to go for. And again, this is a movie that in terms of technical aspects, it either is passable or good. And I think also the movie's entertaining. Now, I think where the movie falls short is, whilst I cared about the characters and I understand where they were going with the themes, I think the biggest thing is the balancing act of this movie. And I think mostly the balancing act works. But I think the problem, for me personally, again, this is me as a viewer, this probably won't pertain to any of you guys, but this is my review, so I'm going to be honest with you guys, obviously, especially when I give my rating. I think this movie, whilst it had its moments of being funny, I think that there were at least a handful of moments that were trying to be funny that I didn't find funny. I didn't even chuckle. It was kind of odd, honestly, because I know that with like mainstream comedies, it's kind of to be expected. But with this movie, there were a handful of moments where I actually didn't find funny. And I was kind of like, oh, they were trying to be funny. Oh, gotcha, okay. And I just didn't find it funny. And when a movie's like a comedy, it's kind of like, oh, you should probably be funny 100% of the time, not 75% of the time. And the thing is also the movie is balancing also emotional drama. And I think that there are some moments, I mentioned the twists and turns in the final act. There are some moments that really work. And then there are other moments I don't quite think hit the emotional mark. For me personally, I know that's not going to pertain to a lot of people, but for me personally, there were some marks that really didn't hit the mark for me. Also, the ending, whilst I liked it and I respected with what it was going for, I think some characters do things towards the very end where it's kind of like, I don't know about that, if that would actually, if they would actually do that. But again, it's a movie, but again, for me personally, I look at movies as like an art form. So like in terms of like this being like a perfect movie, it's not. But it's an enjoyable movie that I think if you go in with the right mind, if you are expecting like a crowd-pleasing movie, that is well acted, has a decent amount of humor that works, and with things on its mind, I think you'll like Jojo Rabbit. Again, it's not a perfect movie. I had some qualms with it, but at the end of the day, Jojo Rabbit, it's still an enjoyable movie that, you know what, I would recommend, and I would be giving a 3.75 out of 5-star rating, which, for those that want a hot sauce rating, it's the good old Texas Pete hot sauce rating. Rock solid movie by a rock solid director. Again, some of the things that I had negatives with kind of pertain to plot points in the final act, so I'm not going to spoil them in a non-spoiler review. So if you guys have any thoughts as to why I didn't like the movie as much as I'm sure a lot of people do, ask in the comment section down below. In terms of controversy, I don't think this movie should be controversial because I think that it's a comedy. It's a self-aware comedy. Like, I just don't understand the controversy. I really don't, other than to stir up, momentum for like Oscar season. Other than that, I don't know. But again, rock solid movie. I can see this doing very well at the Oscars. I wish I loved it more than I did, but alas, I did it. But I still liked it. Again, I'm just throwing it out there. I still liked it. I know I said it like 1,000 times in this review, but I just don't want to get a comment be like, you didn't like this movie. And it's like, no, I liked this movie. I did. Just didn't love it. And that's okay. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Jojo Rabbit, did you like it? Did you not? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And as always, don't forget the subscription, notification bell, and I'll catch you guys later.